I think one of the ways we ended up with only 30-ish% of American Jews in this young demographic calling themselves Zionist is that we would colloquially, we being institutions, Jewish institutions, would be pretty dismissive of those bringing up criticisms of Israel, right? And they would colloquially say they're an anti-Zionist to refer to people who are what you might describe as anti-occupation, as deeply critical of the Israeli government, as pro-Palestinian, who were probably not actually anti-Zionist by our actual definition. They were colloquially referred to as that for decades. And I think that's part of the problem that we're seeing today with people wanting to disengage and not be part of this movement because they don't see there being any room for dissent. I do think our community has now made a huge shift. I hope it's not too little too late, because I think in the past 10 years, there's been a massive shift. If you're growing up, as 90% of American Jews are in the Reform, Conservative, Reconstructionist movements, you're being taught about Palestinians. You're being taught about the conflict. You're being taught a pretty lefty Zionist worldview that I don't think really shies away from the complexity at all. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. And if in 10 or 20 years, we're going to have another "You Never Told Me" campaign of young people who feel disenchanted with their institutions in Israel, or if they'll actually be smarter and more educated and understand the complexity and thus want to stay in the conversation.